Okay, just welcome. I'm just trying something new here. This is the Kuan Yin Oracle, and I'm going to be reading from this today. Just a little bit of a background for me, how I came to find this and why I'm doing this. About 5 years ago, I kind of entered my dark night of the soul. It was a really dark time for me. I've since been emerging, and finally, I feel like I've had a breakthrough, which came in Libra going into Scorpio season of 2019. So, very recently. Before that, I was kind of emerging and starting to think more positively, but I had this lingering sense of hopelessness and darkness, and then all of a sudden, I just started to ask, what is my life purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Realizing that I wasn't happy where I was, and kind of trying to take my power back. And I started to find YouTube videos of tarot card readings, which led me to look into getting my own tarot cards. Found this Kuan Yin deck, which was really amazing for me because right before I went into that dark night of the soul, Kuan Yin was the deity that I was really kind of starting to connect with and think about. And I was actually thinking of getting a Kuan Yin tattoo. And the images on this deck, one of the images in particular, was the one that I was thinking most about, and I'm still thinking about. So I've started working with this deck, and I love it. I think it's so amazing, and I'm just kind of hoping that by sharing it with someone out there, maybe I can help you too. Maybe I can help myself as well, to try to connect in deeper with these energies. Every single time I've used this deck, it has been amazing and profound for me. And I really just connect so deeply with this goddess. So if you don't know who Kuan Yin is, I encourage you to look her up and connect in a little bit deeper with her if that's what you wish to do. If you clicked on this video, then you must be interested. You must have heard of her. And so I do encourage you to do your own research. I know that if I talk too long, people will lose interest. So with that, I think that I'm just going to try just a format where it's a 3-card spread, and I give you the messages from that, and then we'll do the meditation on the bottom of the deck. So whatever card energy is on the bottom of the deck, we'll do a meditation, and I hope that this really resonates. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And that's the guidebook. I might be using that just because all of this is still very new to me as well. So just give it a good shuffle until I feel like it's ready. Okay. This is Green Terra, and she is an awakened goddess energy as well. So Green Terra and Kuan Yin, as well as Chenren Zig, those are all different iterations of the Bodhisattva of compassion in the Mahayana Buddhist tradition. So I do encourage you to look up those different deities and see if you can connect in with them. Okay, I just saw a really cool one on the bottom. So I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. Okay, I just feel like one more. And then I know some like to see what jumps out, but this has always been my method, is to spread them. And then as I run out of space here, I think I'll just choose. So 1, 2, 3, and then bottom of the deck energy, Daughter of the Phoenix. So here you can see these images. They're so beautiful. Sorry for the glare. There we go. Okay, so Daughter of the Phoenix will be our meditation tonight. And then Let's see, our first card is Hear the Yellow Tiger Mother. So I've gotten this card before. I love it. Hear the Yellow Tiger Mother, number 13. If you're interested in numbers. Oh, I have an extra. So I guess it must be fate. Ooh, the Tao. Blessings of the Moon Maiden. And I guess we will have 5 cards today. That was not how I intended it, but okay. And the Lotus Throne. So of these, 4 of them are cards that I've never gotten. So they must be for you guys. And so let me go ahead and get these messages. Okay, so we ended up with 5 cards, and this first one is called Hear the Yellow Tiger Mother, and I have gotten this card in my own readings before, and I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and read that one for you guys. Just to start us off, it's the top card. Okay, and so Hear the Yellow Tiger Mother, number 13, says, sometimes we must be strong and hold true whilst all around us seems to be shifting and changing. The Yellow Tiger Mother, Kuan Yin, in her guardian role, is roaring her divine sound within you. She asks you to hear her, to remember that you are a powerful being of light, and even whilst you are in flow with universal forces, your strong roots help you be at peace with your truth, standing your ground whilst your light shines true. In our surrender to divine forces, there are times when we must be flexible and flow, and then there are times when their surrender is into holding strong and being true to our inner knowing. There are inner truths that we know are worthy of the effort to grow strong enough to honor them in our lives. These are the truths of kindness, compassion, the right of each individual being to be spiritually free and loved, and more. The Yellow Tiger Mother sounds her roaring note within you. She is a fierce, protective tigress, and yellow is her golden strength and wisdom. She urges you to listen for her sound within and trust yourself. You know when you need to stand your ground and not be swayed. You are more powerful, strong, and courageous than you may realize. Your strength is not stubbornness or resistance, it is holding firm to what you feel in your heart to be true, and in time you will come to realize the wisdom of your courage. Your strength at this time is needed, like a protective shield providing nurturing to a young plant. Your strength and refusal to be dissuaded from your truths helps your dreams and higher path continue to manifest. Allow yourself to hear the Tiger Mother as she gifts you with power, strength, and knowing. Be brave and stay true to yourself, beloved. Okay, so maybe you are watching this video because you need to hear this right now. Maybe there is something in your life where you're being asked to speak your truth and to stand your ground. And if you are a person who has trouble doing that, as am I, particularly using my voice when there's something I don't agree with, or to go against the crowd, or especially when, for me, this happens quite often when someone makes an assumption about me that isn't true. I've found that it can be very difficult for me to correct them, and that has a lot to do with being an empath, with kind of sometimes not really knowing where your energy begins and another person's energy ends, or where your energy ends and another person's begins, either way. But Kuan Yin is really calling you to ground yourself. And you know what I would say about the goddess, whether you're talking about Mother Earth, Kuan Yin, Green Terra, Aphrodite, um, you know, any female deity, right? There's really one goddess. There's really one divine feminine, right? And the way that we feel her and tap into her is earth energy. Earth is the ultimate feminine, supportive, nurturing energy. It is the source of all the life that we know, and the earth absorbs so much for us and from us and transmutes, right? If you think about, um, you know, lava or becoming rock and if you know anything about geology and geologic forces, the way that earth becomes molten again and is you know uh, re renewed as earth and as rock. Just, I mean, that power of transmutation, that power of support, that power of creation, all of that is the same energy. And so I feel like since this is our first message, and it is so much about grounding and tapping into energy, that maybe it would be best for us to be grounded as we go through these other energies. And so, even though I said I was just going to do the bottom energy meditation, I really feel called to do this meditation with you guys as well, before we continue on to these other messages. So, hearing the yellow tiger mother meditation. And if you are in a place where you can stand up and do this meditation, I really encourage you to. And I'll try to read it very slow. There is a part where you'll need to repeat after me, to say these words for yourself. And so I'll let you know when that is. If you can't do this, then just visualize yourself doing it. If you aren't able to actually get up and do this, just visualize this happening and what this would feel like for you. Okay? So stand with your feet on the floor, firmly grounded. Rock lightly on your feet, feeling where all four corners of the feet connect with the floor, and then bounce a little without lifting your feet fully off the ground. Really feel your connection and weight on the ground through your feet. So, okay, if you are not a yogi, then I will just kind of talk you through. If you can be barefooted, I encourage you to be barefooted. If you could be outside, if you can, take your phone or whatever you're watching it on and go outside to actually feel the earth under your feet. That's not something that could possibly happen where I live because it's the dead of winter. But if you could do that, please do that. And then really stand on all four corners of your feet, tap in, spread your toes, uh, reach your head up high, sit up as straight as you can. If you know mountain pose from yoga, that's exactly where I'm leading you. It's just into a good mountain pose. Don't lock your knees, pull your shoulders back, and then fully extend your spine and ground down into your feet, okay? And then go ahead, and once you're there, to make sure that you're not stiff, that's where you want to do a little bit of light rocking, right? And some bouncing. Just make sure those knees aren't locked. Should be an easy pose, but it should be grounded, and having your spine straight is just going to help the energy flow through your body, okay? So really feel your connection and weight on the ground through your feet. Place your right hand, so take my right hand, on your solar plexus, which is right here, right behind the navel, right? This color is yellow, right? This is our personal power right here. This is our power, this is our ambition, our drive in life. So place your right hand on your solar plexus just below your rib cage, and your left hand on your upper chest. And so it would look kind of like this, but I'm not going to do it because I want to read it for you. And say aloud, okay, and so now you can repeat after me if you're in position. I am a courageous being of light. I am in alignment with universal forces, and truth is my powerful ally. So that was, I am in alignment with universal forces, and truth is my powerful ally. I do not need to force or defend. I simply remain steadfast in my truth now and always, through my own free will. I hear the sound of the yellow tiger mother Kuan Yin within my being, emerging now. So that one was a lot. I hear the sound of the yellow tiger mother Kuan Yin within my being, emerging now. If you want to roar, do it. Stick your tongue out and feel her power within. More power to you, beloved. And so if you would like to give a little roar, go ahead. If you know the lion pose from yoga, you lean forward, you let your breath out. You can do a roar. You can do a powerful, any kind of a powerful sound or empowering sound. Stick your tongue out and repeat that if you want. Okay. And so then once you're done, go ahead and come on back. And now that we're grounded, let's look at these other messages. So I actually have 37 and 38 here in sequence, and I think these are the two cards that I pulled together, which is really interesting. And then Blessings of the Moon Maiden. And so I am going to go 38 and 2 and then 37, which is how I normally read. I had toyed with the idea of doing these since they were sequential, but I really think that I want to leave it as it is. Okay, so we'll go to this second message, which is the Tao. The Tao is playing the harp. It's a beautiful image. Lots of browns, lots of blues in this one. Right? Okay, so message 38. The Tao. The Tao is always flowing, always nourishing life into creation, always presenting steps and solutions, and always reminding us that we are perfection in this moment. We are being guided to relax and allow life to flow. And we really had a message about flow here, right? Energy's flowing. And here again, to hear that word flow. Sometimes we go with the flow. Sometimes we have to go against the flow and stand our ground. So the message here is, beloved, you are being invited into a more advanced spiritual classroom of the soul. Sometimes we think that more advanced means more effort, and yet in spiritual matters as we mature, we become more able to stop attempting to control and direct from our more limited perspective, and instead become open to receiving and being directed by higher forces, which include our own divine essence at one with the source of all. So maybe this thing that you need to stand your ground on and stand your power on is something to do with the higher self, with higher love, right? With higher truth. This does not mean that we become a loose leaf blown about by the winds of fate. It means rather that we become like bamboo, strong within ourselves and able to move in this direction or that without losing our power. In fact, our flexibility can be part of what makes us a powerful instrument of divine creativity and healing. There are times when the Tao, the mystery of the source endlessly unfolding, calls us strongly to be flexible and to stop fighting against the flow and instead let it move us. It is the difference between trying to swim all the way to shore, not even knowing if we are headed in the right direction, but just thinking we could be, on the one hand, and allowing a cosmic wave to lift us, carry us, and deposit us on the shoreline, and the right shoreline for us, quickly and with grace. But why should it be so easy, you might wonder? The challenge is not to try and force life to unfold according to our whims, but to grow in trust, wisdom, self-love, and self-worth, so that we become capable of surrender. The way is effortless, yet the journey to being able to surrender into the way, not always so effortless. We can make our molehills into mountains unintentionally, and so you're being asked to let go now, to relax and allow life to do what it does, which is flow. Life, the Tao, is more powerful than any apparent obstacle. The Tao flows through all situations and presents natural solutions, no matter how unsolvable those situations may appear to be. It just needs to be allowed to do so. Okay, so here we have this message of standing your ground, and here we have this message of going with the flow. That's really interesting to me, and I'm thinking that this really is kind of about the yin and yang and understanding power, right? That power is it is what is within you, knowing the truth, right? That's this message. That message is in this card as well, but it is not trying to control others, right? So you can stand up for what you believe in, but when we try to control others or push back against them, often the reaction that we get is the opposite of what we're wanting, right? We really want to change people to bring them to a higher perspective. But if we do that in a way that doesn't honor their journey, then we can lose them. And so that just might be one message for you. Another message, a deeper message, a higher message, is really about these yin and yang forces within you, about being called to your soul's purpose, trusting in yourself and trusting in the universe, right? Right, doing what's true to you and allowing the universe to carry you where it wants you to go. Okay, so let's do blessings of the Moon Maiden and see what that has for you. So this is a card that seems to be kind of about abundance and innocence, right? It's very beautiful. And so where I saw, the lower three chakras in here, the yellow tiger mother, right? Our solar plexus, our root chakra, our sacral chakra with that yellow, that orange, and that red. And then so much earth energy, right? And throat chakra coming through in this card. And now here I see the heart. And in this last card here that we have here, the heart really shines through. But here, so many greens, but still with that earth energy, right? Still with that connected, grounded energy. Okay, so blessings of the Moon Maiden. The Moon Maiden with her lucky hair brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you have thought is possible by opening your heart with gratitude. Let the blessings of good fortune from the beloved Maiden of the Moon, Kuan Yin, flow easily into your life now. Okay, so already I'm just kind of seeing, for that higher self message, really staying true to your self, right? Connecting with your truth, right? And then not pushing, not fighting, letting yourself be guided. And now here we have these blessings, something is coming into you. And this seems to be very much a material kind of blessing, which is I don't always see in these cards, so it's really exciting. It could be that that part of your life purpose is being handed to you now. Okay. So gifts of abundance and prosperity are flowing to you now. You're being asked to open up to what you believe is possible and then open some more. Allow good fortune in all its forms to come to you. Don't limit what you are capable of attracting with false belief about how much you deserve or what you are worthy of having. So self-worth, again, your own power, right? Self-worth is definitely root chakra, sacral chakra, and then how your self-worth moves in the world. That is really about your solar plexus. And so this is saying you need to be worthy, and you need to be trusting, and you need to be open. Something amazing is coming to you. And so this is definitely a reading for the collective. I really wish that it was for me as well. Okay, so the Moon Maiden blesses with great generosity, blessings of good fortune and peace, yet we must trust how these blessings come to us and accept that we may need to grow for those blessings to manifest in our lives. Wow, so this whole message is coming through now about your soul purpose, right? Oh, okay, so being guided to a higher calling, being asked to understand the flow, right? You need to be grounded so that your soul can ascend, so that you can receive these blessings. That's really beautiful. Okay. All blessings need energy within us in which to vest, like a seed needing soil in which to be planted so it can manifest in the physical world as a vital, healthy plant. Blessings such as a new partnership, life path, career opportunity, growth in personal or spiritual power, and financial healing require energy within us to be able to settle and grow into physical form, to be enjoyed and shared in our lives. Our beliefs, openness, vitality, and trust need to be big enough to receive the magnificence of the blessings coming to us. Otherwise, it is like asking a wonderful, vast oak tree to be planted in a tiny pot, or an ocean to be contained in a thimble. So I'm really getting a message now of ground yourself, open up, be flexible, balance these energies within you, right? Stay true to yourself, true to your power, and to let the universe guide you where it wants you to go, because something big is happening. Something big is coming into your life now. And you need to be ready to receive it, right? You need to be grounded, you need to be open, you need to be trusting, and you need to be able to stand in your truth so that people can't tell you that this isn't good enough for you, so that you can't tell yourself that, or not that this isn't good enough for you, but that you're not good enough for this, okay? It's really amazing. And it's like this for me every time with these cards. The messages are just somehow they tie together and they're always so beautiful. Okay, so do you know how easy it is for you to attract even more goodness and support for this growth in your life? Have gratitude for what you've already received and how you have already grown. These blessings would not be coming to you if there was not a readiness and ability within you to receive them. So share something of what you have with others in a way that expands rather than depletes you. You may choose to share kindness, your talents, love or affection, knowledge or material resources. Give from the desire to do so from the heart. Do not seek to give out of fear, obligation, or guilt. Just give what feels good to give, and your heart will open with joy rather than close with anxiety or fear. You will feel good and open even more deeply into the flow of abundance. Okay, that is a gorgeous message, because give just what feels good to give. So one of the things about the distorted feminine is that she will be an overgiver, right? It's the mama bird syndrome, where mama birds can waste away. All mothers, right, can waste away while they're feeding their young and striving for their young. And so this is like, give what feels good to give. Give just what you can, of what you have, right? Share, but share willingly. If it doesn't feel good, if what you're doing doesn't feel good, if it feels like sacrifice, that's not the way to give. Okay? And this is saying when you do give in a way that feels good, that feels true, that feels from the heart, you're going to get back so much more. And this is more than just spiritual. Well, it's spiritual fulfillment. I feel that very strongly, but it's also abundance. Just like you will be taken care of. Okay. The divine feminine endlessly creates over and over again, flowing in cycles just like the moon. If you have been through a challenging cycle where your creative ability to manifest seems to be impeded, this oracle indicates that the tide is changing and your finances, energy, relationships, and vocation are being infused with abundant universal energy now. Accept this divine grace and know that your abundance helps others feel abundant too. It is a spiritual service to live a life of fullness and joy. Oh gosh, so I just want to, and All right, so a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Okay, so that message, blessings of the Moon Maiden, that was really beautiful. Move this back down here. Blessings of the Moon Maiden, that was very beautiful. Okay, and we're moving on to the Lotus Throne. The Lotus Throne, our fourth card, when I had only meant to pick 3, but this one really wanted to come out, and I'm very glad it did, because it is just so much heart chakra. It's so green, and then there is that that root chakra, which is also the color in this card, right? So I'm excited for this message, number 37. The Lotus Throne. The same lotus wisdom that enlightens beloved Kuan Yin and all spiritual masters is the very same lotus light within your own heart, beloved. It can take great courage to trust your own inner light, to ascend the throne of your own inner spiritual authority, especially if the light of others around you seems more powerful than your own. You are being asked to trust this inner guidance above all others now. Have faith in your own heart. Know that you are divine. Okay. There are times on the path that we can greatly benefit from assistance of others. In fact, these times are almost always. A true spiritual master, teacher, guru, guide, or healer has the same role, to connect you with conscious awareness to your own inner light, so that you may come to realize the spiritual power, authority, and beauty that you are in truth is the same spiritual power, authority, and beauty that you may see and honor in them. Sometimes we might need an external guide to help us make that connection. Sometimes we are closer to our own divine wisdom than we consciously realize, and yet we fall into a habit of believing that others may know more of what is good or true for us than we do ourselves. Sometimes out of habit and conditioning, it is just easier to see the divine light in others than within our own heart. So again, this message of your personal power, which I'm so glad it was our first and that we grounded, because I'm just hearing that again and again. Like, this really is the beginning of all of these things for you and for me and for everybody, right? Tapping into that that divine mother energy, that grounding, supportive energy. It is so much a part of who you are. Okay. Anyway. This oracle has come to guide you to trust that your own inner teacher is growing stronger, that you have more spiritual wisdom than you may have previously acknowledged, and that you will benefit greatly from heeding your own heart's guidance at this time. You are guided here to carefully discern the level of influence that others may be having over you, and your admirable willingness to be open, to learn, and to grow. You are wise not to surrender your discernment, no matter how wise or powerful a teacher might be. It is wiser and more powerful still to always test what they seek to say to you by sitting with it in your own heart. Does all guidance you have been following feel true to your heart? Speaking your truth, right? Accepting guidance, but knowing when it is good guidance or not, and letting that be what opens you to receive blessings. Okay. At this time, the inner teacher, the guru within all, the goddess light of Kuan Yin in your own heart, is speaking to you, urging you to trust your own divine nature more deeply than ever before. You are being asked to ascend to the lotus throne of your own divine soul. Trust your courage, beloved. Your journey is taking you into spiritual maturity, and you will need to acknowledge that you have spiritual authority within your own heart. Yes, you can learn from others, but always honor your inner teacher, beloved, as this is your own unconditionally loving and flawless guide, the part of you that is pure divine wisdom, always has been and always will be. Okay, so it's like this card is tying together these two because these two were almost conflicting messages for me, and I began to worry a little bit. But now I'm really, really seeing that balance of trusting guidance, staying true to yourself, knowing what's coming from within you, right? Knowing what is for you and what is not for you, so that you can open to these blessings. Okay, that's beautiful. And then our final message, Daughter of the Phoenix. Okay, and this is going to be our meditation. I had only intended to do this meditation, but I'm really glad we did this grounding one as well. So Daughter of the Phoenix is number 6. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, purification, and preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power, and light. Just like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew, you are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your own divine path. Kuan Yin, Daughter of the Phoenix, has been through fire, both physical and heavenly, and has ascended into a position of great spiritual peace, power, and authority. She guides you now to claim your birth and ascend. To claim your rebirth and ascend. So going through a rebirth with this, maybe you're finally coming into and speaking your truth, being guided. There's definitely blessings here for you of a material sort. Okay, just open to receive them, and don't take anything that's not for you, and don't give what doesn't feel good to give. Right? The flow should be easy of give and receive. Okay, and this card is a number 6, and in the tarot, the number 6 is definitely about equal relationships and equal give and take. So thinking specifically of the 6 of Pentacles, but even, with the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, it's all about an exchange, right? An exchange of energy, and that exchange should be equal for you and for the person that you're giving with, or the people, or whatever it is, that you should not be giving more than you are receiving. You should not be giving what it doesn't feel good to give. Okay. In the same way that if we were moving house, we would need to sort through our possessions, and sometimes it is an opportunity to let go of that which we do not wish to take with us into our new life. As we prepare to move into a higher level of consciousness, there are old habits, stuck emotions, and stagnant energy that do not belong in our new life cycle. The path of purification and initiation by celestial fire is preparation for spiritual enlightenment, greater happiness, well-being, prosperity, success, spiritual responsibility, and leadership. It can be a challenging time, as that which would stand in the way of a new level of spiritual potency must be eliminated, and often these things are deep fears, doubts, or questions about our own worth and ability. It can feel confronting to meet these parts of ourselves consciously, yet we cannot let go if we don't even realize what we are still holding on to within us. This initiation will help you release any old baggage or pain that will not resonate with the higher levels of light that you are preparing to live. It can feel challenging at times, but now there is nothing wrong. But know that there is nothing wrong. There is actually something very right behind these experiences. Do not fear the challenges. You would not be taking these spiritual exams if you were not ready to live at a higher spiral of consciousness. Have some faith in your own progress, and remember not to get attached to what is leaving your consciousness as you are preparing to ascend. Letting go of old energies with trust, even if you do not always consciously understand what is happening, is the quickest way to be able to ascend easily and gracefully. To pass this initiation and benefit from it, we must be prepared to surrender that which needs to be burned away. Kuan Yin, Daughter of the Phoenix, guides you to have faith and fearless trust that it is safe to let heavenly fire have its way, so that you may rise up anew into your spiritual destiny. The initiation is in its final phases, when you are able to put your new beliefs and talents to the test, living based on your spiritual principles of trust, faith, and love. No matter what is presented now, it is an opportunity for you to apply your spiritual values and live your life accordingly. Then the celestial fire will have soon done its work, and you will arise like a glorious phoenix ready for a new life. Okay. So here is the heavenly healing with the Daughter of the Phoenix meditation. Okay. So go ahead and prepare yourself. Take some deep breaths. Ground yourself again. Tap into that grounding energy. Okay. Close your eyes and see, sense, feel, or intend that there is a column of fire descending from above your head, all around you and through the center of your being, until it burns with spiritual love high above your head and deep into the earth with you at its center. Say, I now release with trust and peace any energy, cord, or attachment that no longer serves my soul ascension into the next level of divine light and embodiment. I call upon beloved Daughter of the Phoenix and Heavenly Fire, Kuan Yin, to bless and assist me now. Be aware of a soft light that begins to glow within the center of the column of fire. This is Kuan Yin. Imagine her as a magnificent phoenix goddess with wings and a heart of divine fire. She rises up, pulling you toward her, and then all becomes very peaceful as she steps out of the fire as a gentle, feminine goddess. Allow her light to soothe you and lift you out of the fire into peace with her. Imagine shedding old energies and emerging new and refreshed, with her light cocooning you, protecting and supporting you as you grow. All is well, beloved. A prayer to the Daughter of the Phoenix. Divine Daughter of the Phoenix, Mistress of Heavenly Fire, Kuan Yin, your light of peace and grace sustains me through the trials of my growth. May I be lifted by your luminous beauty into peace. May I feel rapture and excitement rather than fear and doubt as I grow. May I learn to release old pain without getting caught up in stories or history. May I have compassion for my own suffering as I release it with peace and love. May I live according to my truths, applying my own spiritual wisdom in all parts of my life with courage and faith. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, you guys, I'm going to stop right there. I will explain this prayer, this Om Mani Padme Hum chant, in another video. But for now, I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much for enjoying this with me. My puppy is in the background, feeling like he is ready to go for a walk, and he's tired of watching me do this video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. And I hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe if you feel called to do so. Thanks. Bye.